Okay. Meeting starts. President, please ring the opening bell.
Good afternoon, my fellow Rotarians. Welcome, Serena. Meeting start.
Rotarian, please all rise for a four-way test. The four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. First,
is the truth.
Second,
Declare all concern.
third,
With people will and veterans.
fourth.
With beneficial to all concerned.
Please be seated. Rotary song. Repeat test, please.
R-O-T-A-R-Y, that's spells Rotary. R-O-T-A-R-Y is long on land and sea. From north to south, from east to west, he profits more to serve the best. R-O-T-A-R-Y, that's spells Rotary.
Thank you, Mr. Best. Introduction of visiting Rotarian and honorable guest. P.P. Shu Min, would you please introduce the guest for us?
Okay, so good afternoon. Today we have no visiting guest, but we do have our spouses. So Jennifer, Oakley's wife, Sophia, Lee's wife. Thanks.
Thanks. President's time.
Good afternoon. First of all, I would like to welcome Serena again after she became our member. This is her first time to join us. And last week we had the Interact Club formal meeting. And thanks to Chairwoman Irene, she introduced a speaker to them and she also attend the meeting. And next. And last Sunday, we had the first group informal meeting hosted by Anis, Jolene, Oakley, and Jennifer. And we had a great afternoon at Ida Yanghang. Like every time we had an informal meeting at Ida Yanghang, we all had the afternoon tea in different sections. So now we never repeat at the same space. I think that's the good thing of the really big space for us. And next Tuesday, we had our regular badminton practice, and you can see we had our new member join us, Jose, and I think he will be a long-term member of the badminton because before that day he went by the badminton shoes, like really professional one, and also he bought a racket. So I think he will join us weekly. And that's my report today. Thank you.
Secretary's time. after the regular meeting today, we have a pre-board meeting. So all 2022 and 2023 board members, please reserve your time to attend. Program, speaker introduction, IPP Islam.
Hello everyone, maybe I can say long time no see. So sorry, I didn't do a lot of attendance. It's my pleasure and honor to be the introduction to our new Rotarian May. I have to say that I am not the most qualified person to do the introduction actually, but maybe for our new members I can do some explanation. Right before May joined our club, it's her husband Jeff, our previously Rotarian, but also Jeff is still a part of us. I still remember Rotarian Jeff do his own speech. He do a lot of self-introduction at that time. At that time, Jeff just in the period to import a lot of famous, well-known Michelin restaurant, Michelin cuisine. So he tried to explain why he operates J Mall, right, just very close to the Shenqing Yuan. And I still remember in his speech, there's a picture that's Jeff and May in a campus spot in California and enjoying the wine. I still remember that picture so vivid. So that's my image to Jeff and May. They love to enjoy life and they run and operate very good business. So why we have a chance to invite May to join us? Because Jeff upgraded his business level. His father, the boss of the Shenqing Hospital, invited, or maybe I can say summon Jeff to upgrade his operation level to run the whole hospital. And just like Jeff, May also invited to join to operate Shenqing hospital system, especially like the high-level healthcare center and postpartum care center. I got to tell you that I am their client. I enjoy the health examination actually once a year. So, okay, so that's the reason I can stand here to do the introduction to May. But I think I'm not qualified enough. So, ladies and gentlemen, please give a good round of applause to welcome Rotarian May.
Thank you, Essen, for the intro. You are overqualified to give this introduction of me. And good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for being here today, and thank you for being interested in me. And as I was preparing for this presentation, I felt a little bit weird because I don't feel like a new member at all, because I have been in this club for more than 7 years now, and since Jeff joined and quit. And as part of the process, yeah, I still spend some time talking about myself. So for those of you who know me really well, you're welcome to just surf your internet on the phone. Okay, so for the first part of my presentation, I'm going to talk about my personal background, and for the later part, I'm going to get to the professional side. Okay, my name is May, and same as my Rotarian name. And my Chinese name in Taiwan is Xu Yumei. And I have another Chinese name that my grandpa gave me, and it's still the official name in mainland China is Xu Jia. The reason why I have two Chinese names is because when I first moved to Taiwan, I thought everybody had a 3 characters name. So I have a teacher carefully craft out this 3 characters Chinese name for me, supposedly bring me luck. And but then I later on I noticed that actually many people have 2 characters name, but it's a little too late because I've already used Xu Yumei on all my IDs and 健保卡. So in order to avoid confusion, I encourage people to just call me May, as I was born in May. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And
today, no?
Yeah.
Today.
Thank you. But this is my coincidence, okay? It's not purposely make this presentation on this day. So I was born and raised in mainland China, and because of the one-child policy, I was the only child to my family. And thanks to Jeff, marrying to his family gave me the opportunity to experience what it feels like to have siblings, as he has an older brother and an older sister. And maybe as a way to compensate my lonely childhood, I ended up having 3 kids, a girl and 2 boys. They're named after Taiwanese fruit, lengu, bala, and gama. And yeah, they are a handful, but I feel truly blessed to be able to raise a big family of my own. Guangzhou is my hometown, and it's the capital city of Canton, Guangdong province in southern China. It's the 3rd largest city in China, and it's long been China's commercial and trading center. And it's also one of the very first cities that opened to the world. Guangzhou is a highly cosmopolitan city with endless skyscrapers and a lot of historical sites. And that tall tower there is Guangzhou Tai, the landmark of the city. It's also called Xiaohanyao. And if you take the night ferry on the Pearl River, you will get a stunning night view of the city. And also it's famous for the world-renowned Cantonese cuisine, such as yangcha, baokang. And when Jeff went to Guangzhou with me, like what he looks forward to the most is like, where my parents are going to bring him to eat next, as the fanciness and the variety of the restaurants just truly eye-openers for him. Maybe because it's further away from the political center of Beijing, people from Guangzhou are relatively more open-minded and liberal compared to the other regions of China. And maybe that's why it's the birthplace for many famous revolutionaries and reformers like Sun Zhongshan, Kang Youwei, and Liang Qichao, who brought modern ideals into China in the late Qing dynasty. And hopefully over time you'll find, as you can tell, Guangzhou is a place that's full of openness and energy, and hopefully you'll find these qualities in me. Okay. So I went to study in the U.S. I went to study in the U.S. During 11th grade. Where I went to high school is West St. Paul in Minnesota. It's a rural, really rural city in the middle of nowhere. It's covered by snow like 80% of the time. And it wasn't easy for me, being that kind of environment, given that I hardly speak any English at that time, and I didn't know anyone. But now look back, I really appreciated my parents' decision to send me off at an early age, because it not only builds up my independence and the ability to be able to survive in any given place, and also it broadens my worldview and my value systems. It really helps me to establish a true sense of my own identity apart from the highly collective society that I grew up from. And then after high school, after I graduated from high school, I moved to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's another cold and gloomy city. But the bright side is that that's where I met Jeff. And I just truly believe that when 2 people are designated to be together, they will meet at the right place at the right time, no matter how different of a background they're from or how far away they previously were. And then after college graduation, we moved to Irvine, California together, finally away from those cold places. And Irvine is truly a fantastic place to live. It's sunny and warm all year long, and with many beautiful beaches around. And we ended up living there for like 6 years. We worked for a few years, and later on, we had both attended MBA at UC Irvine. And we also had a wedding at the Laguna Beach, and we truly missed the good old times in Irvine. And I worked a few years after college graduation and before I attended grad school. First, I worked as a financial analyst at advanced sterilization product company. It's a Johnson & Johnson's company selling medical devices, medical equipment and solutions to hospitals. At that time, I already know that I'll eventually move back to Taiwan with Jeff to join Jeff's family-owned business. So we were trying to gain experience through working in the health industry. And later on, I started to work at St. Joseph Hospital, Irvine, California. And there I had the opportunity to learn about marketing for a hospital. Healthcare marketing in the US was way ahead, even 10 years ago, because of the fierce competition among insurance providers to gain market share and patient acquisition. And big money were involved in TV ads and like large-scale campaigns. And nowadays in Taiwan, the healthcare industry is getting more and more saturated as hospitals kept expanding their branches really fast. So they're willing to invest a lot more on marketing and also media exposure. It's just becoming like any kind of product and services that competes for more customers. I'm in the process of restructuring the marketing department in our hospital, so hopefully there will be fruitful results for the time coming. And then we moved to Taiwan in year 2010. These are the photos taken during my very first my very first trip to Taiwan. I went to some lake, night market, and Jiagongjiankang, like the must-see tourist sites. And to me, Taiwan, I grew up studying the Song Lake, Alishan, and watching the Taiwanese melodrama like 琼瑶剧. So Taiwan to me is like a strange yet familiar place. It almost has this nostalgia kind of feeling. And when I finally set foot here in Taiwan, the humidity in the air and the Chinese speaking with the southern accent, and also the traditional culture, and the friendliness and openness of people here just instantly made me feel home. And I actually had less reverse culture shock when I'm visiting Taiwan compared to my experience when I was visiting China. Because nowadays China has just changed too much, like in the past decade, in its city developments and also people's mindset. And Taiwan just has this really good blend between the Eastern culture and the Western influence. So it's really an ideal place for someone like me who grew up in China and spent the past 12 years in the US to settle down. Of course, there are other things that to get used to here, such as the Taiwanese dialect, which is quite difficult, and also seeing the politicians beating each other up. That was quite interesting. Yeah, in general, I feel really comfortable living here, and thank you to you all. Yeah. And then I've been working in the healthcare industry ever since I moved to Taiwan, and now I'm going to spend some time talk about my my role as the director of the Chengqing Hospital Affiliated Postpartum Center. As many of you know, in old times, the postpartum confinement, 坐月子, means pretty much means going to prison for a lot of women because of all the taboos and the traditions. But nowadays, it has transitioned into a luxurious getaway. I myself stayed at 3 different postpartum centers each time after I gave birth to my kid. And in my opinion, staying at a postpartum center is much more than just pampering yourself. It's also for a maternal role adjustment, as your body and your mind go through major changes, during pregnancy and delivery. And with the expert intervention, it can help you transition your role into motherhood more smoothly, especially for first-time moms. So I incorporated my past life and work experiences into the center, which started to operate 4 years ago. As I co-founded the center from scratch, from floor plan design to construction process and to assemble a new team. Because the center is attached to the hospital directly, so I set really high standards in quality of care and also the services. And also I intended to differentiate the center from a hospital's VIP patient room. So the environment was designed to be more like an upscale hotel, and with a relatively higher pricing structure. And when we talk about postpartum centers and confinement home, 产后护理之家 is a postpartum center, and confinement home is 月子中心. There's still many people who mixed up the two. Actually, there are major differences between the two. 产后护理之家 is officially licensed by Health Bureau 卫生局 of Taiwan. So it has to meet a long list of very strict quality standards. And for 月子中心, it only has a regular business registration, very much like that of a restaurant. And in order to maintain the certification from the government, from 卫生局, we have to be accredited every year, which includes a tedious process of inspection of all the medical and administrative records throughout the whole year. And there's no such requirement for 月子中心. And there's a minimum required number of nurse staffing, a certified nurse staffing for 产后护理之家, because nurses are the critical part of the postpartum center, of the postpartum care. And there's no such requirement for 月子中心. So for 月子中心, they can have an all nanny-based team to care for babies and moms. And there's also a requirement for the ratio for baby to nurse staffing to baby. The ratio is 1:5. And again, there's no such requirement for 月子中心. And last but not least, it's required for 产后护理之家 to officially cooperate with a nearby hospital for any emergency situations. And there's no such requirement for 月子中心. So in conclusion, if you are to choose an organization instead of an individual to help you with your postpartum period, I strongly recommend you to go with a certified 产后护理之家 instead of a 月子中心. And in the past 10 years, Taiwan's birth rate is continued to drop, and now is amongst the lowest birth rate countries in the world. But the interesting thing is that the number of the postpartum facilities have increased for more than 4 times during the same period of time. The reason for this contradiction is because, actually one of the reasons is because as Taiwanese women are having fewer children and the average number of first-time mom increase, families are willing to splurge on giving themselves a treat after childbirth. Another reason is because as young people are moving to the big cities away from their extended families, to be cared by their immediate family become a very inconvenient option. In fact, grandparents nowadays, they prefer to chip into the cost as a gift, to chip into the cost of the postpartum center as a gift to the young couple, rather than offering physical help, thus giving the rise of the postpartum center industry. Another interesting figure is that the birth rate fluctuates a lot based on what Chinese zodiac it is. For example, it surges during popular years like Dragon years, and it plummets for years like Tiger year. This year is the Tiger year, so it's been quite challenging for a lot of the postpartum centers and OBGYN clinics. And Chengqing Hospital affiliated 产后护理之家 located on the top 2 floors, the 9th and 10th floor of Jingyi Medical Building. The building incorporates all the health resources for women and children, so it's a 妇幼大楼. Basically, you have everything you needed for a woman's postnatal and prenatal and postnatal cycle. For instance, we have the OBGYN clinics and the pediatric clinic along with the breast center on the 2nd floor, and we have the birth center on the 8th floor, and we have the sick baby's room and the NICU on the 7th floor, and our postpartum centers on the top 2 floors. So all these together provide a one-stop shop for the prenatal and postnatal cycle for women, as well as the overall health needs for children. And as a hospital-affiliated center, there are a few advantages that we have over the non-hospital affiliated centers. Well, I'm not saying the non-hospital affiliated postpartum centers are not good. There are actually a lot of reputable ones out there. But I'm just saying, being in this market, we need to identify our own core competency, right? It's the way we position ourselves. One of our advantage is that is our ability to handle any emergency situation upon abnormalities with newborns. Minutes within the diagnosis of newborn, he or she will be sent to our NICU, which is located downstairs, for treatment. So no time will be wasted. As for other postpartum centers, if you are staying in a non-hospital affiliated center, you have to take your baby to a nearby hospital, and you have to go through all the ER and administrative work before your baby can get treatment. It's a really hassle and worrying process, especially for moms who really needed rest at that moment. Not to mention the going back and forth between hospital and postpartum center to visit the baby during treatment. Many of you might think that, well, newborns in general are healthy. They don't really need any medical intervention. You feel this way maybe because you're lucky. Because in our past experience, around 30% of kids, around 30% of the newborns actually need some kind of medical intervention. Because problems like infant jaundice, like 婴儿黄疸过高, or the urinary tract infection, 泌尿道感染, are pretty common among newborns. And here I'm going to share a case with you. Since there are some medical terms involved, 我这一页我用中文来讲。这个是我月子中心，我产后护理之家的那个小客人，上个月的小客人。那这个有被报道在中时跟自由时报。那这个小 baby 的话，他是出生的时候就是有这个脚掌内翻，所谓的内翻马蹄足这个问题。它是因为是在妈妈的子宫里面的那个胃的姿势造成的这样的脚掌内翻的问题。那他在入住我产后护理之家的这段时间，那我们的小儿科主任还有会同我们的这个复健科的主任呢，就一起来帮他做一个会诊，然后帮他制定了一套这个治疗复健的计划，帮他量身定制了一个踝足的支架，就是绑在他的脚这边，然后这个月的时间内就帮他慢慢矫正过来。那因为小宝宝他的皮肤很嫩，那所以的话，我们的护理人员几乎每1个小时就要把他的这个板子要松开，帮他做按摩，促进血液循环。过了半小时再把它绑起来，然后大概1个月的时间呢，他的那个角度其实就恢复到差不多正常了这样子。那这个期间的话，我们小儿科医师因为每天都来我们的中心去看宝宝，所以也可以来监督这个过程是不是这个治疗是顺利进行的。那这样的 case 如果是说住在外面的没有医院为背景的产后护理之家，或者在家里照顾的话，是没有办法照顾的。如果当然你可以说我们出了月子中心在照顾，但是也就错过了这个第1个月的黄金期，因为小朋友就是小 baby 他的脚在第1个月内是最软的，他是最有这样的一个就是可塑性是最高的，所以呀这个消息就是这条是有被报道在新闻那边，就是一个just share example with you of staying at a hospital affiliated center will give you a peace of mind. Okay, another advantage that we have is the stable supply of certified nurse staffing. Because again, nurses are the most critical part of the postpartum care. And due to the overall medical environment, there's long been a shortage in nurse staffing, and the turnover rate is high everywhere. So that's why a lot of postpartum centers will just meet the minimum required number of nurses and fill in the rest with nannies. As for us, we are 100%. Our team is our care team is 100% nurse-based, and because of our solid training resources, we are able to hold on-site certified training such as the CPR, 感染管控, like disease management and control, and even International Board of Lactation Consultants, 国际泌乳顾问 So that's also one of the reasons why we're able to contain a stable and solid certified nurse team. And we put a lot of emphasis on the continuum of care. Unlike other postpartum centers that will hire part-time doctors to check on moms and babies, the director of our NICU will go into the baby room on a daily basis to make rounds of visit, to make everything is okay, and make sure everything is okay. And the director of our OBGYN will go into mom's room to make inquiries. So we intend to establish a long-term relationship with mommies and babies, not just to fulfill a short-term need for our customers. And we also fully utilize our medical resources to provide one-on-one health consultation services to our customers. For example, our psychiatrists can help moms to prevent postnatal depression, and our occupational therapists can help moms to adjust their body pain caused by pregnancy and delivery. Occupational therapists can help our customers to understand newborn behaviors. Our physical therapists can help moms to adjust their body pain. And also our nutritionists can help moms to come up with an optimized diet plan. And our Chinese medicine doctor can help you to help moms to enhance their overall physical wellness. Our moms find these consultation services really helpful in ease their anxiety, and also help them to build up the know-how for childcare and self-care in the long run. And now I'm going to briefly walk you through. Now I'm going to briefly walk you through our facilities. This is our baby room. Baby rooms are the most important facility in a postpartum center, as that's where babies are taken care of when they're not in their mom's room. And we have 2 baby rooms. They are located on the side of our reception hall, because we impose very strict visiting rules for disease control purpose. So visitors other than daddies are not allowed to go into a residential area. But they can always look at the babies through these large glass window. So that's why this is it's always been the most popular spot in our postpartum center. And we also have individual cameras installed on the ceiling for each baby bed. So moms can look at their babies on their TV screens in their room, and also their families can access to the camera through cell phone apps from a remote area. So it's quite convenient. And also, this is the residential area. We display over 100 artworks in common areas and also in each room. All these are personal collections from my mother-in-law. They're ranging from contemporary art to Chinese traditional painting from various established artists in both Taiwan and China. And the idea is to bring gallery into guest experience, as we want to encourage and inspire inner conversation for our moms. And we hope that they can slow down in the hallway and to admire the artwork. And we believe that everyone can find something they can connect to. And we have 37 rooms in total. Each room has a Chinese name, and with the Chinese character Ran. Ran in Chinese means a certain status of feeling. For instance, Tao Ran means a content feeling. Yu Ran means a blissful or happy feeling. It's not easy to come up with all 37 Ran, but when we're finally done, we're just really amazed by how beautiful and rich the Chinese language is. Yeah, you can see Fu Ran, Yong Ran, 就是很多 Ran. Okay, and these are our postpartum rooms, and our rooms are designed to be simple and elegant. And the wooden texture, as you can see, the wooden texture just adds a warmth and comfort to the atmosphere. We have 4 types of rooms, vary from sizes to layouts. And this is our VIP suite. The living room separates the living room from the bedroom, thus giving convenience for daddies who come back late from work. And each room is fully equipped with amenities and electronic compliances, such as like the electronic toilet, 免治马桶, and the bathroom heater, and electronic breast milk pump and microwave and things like that. And basically, all those electronic gadgets that you need at home, we provide a complete set of those equipments. And also, housekeeping services and laundry services are available on a daily basis, just like the hotels. And our rooms run out pretty fast, so expectant parents, they have to make a reservation basically right after their pregnancy is confirmed, pretty much like around 6 or 7 months in advance. As for our center, our rooms are booked all the way to December. So if you come in and want to book a room for September and October, you probably have to put you on the waiting list. And this is the reading room, where we conduct seminars and health talk and workshop. Basically, the topics range from women's beauty to baby care to like DIY handcraft classes. Because moms have a lot of free time during postpartum center, during their stay in the postpartum center, so they're quite eager to learn new things and also to connect with, take up this opportunity to connect with other moms. And this is the play area. It's one of the most popular area for a second or third time mom, as they can just chill on the couch and watching their kids reading children's book or toys. We provide wide selections of children's book and toys to our little customers. And this is the hair and body spa room. That's where we pamper our moms. The old taboo says that women are not supposed to like take shower or wash their hair within the first month. Within the first month of their birth, of their delivery. But with modern technology, this taboo is no longer true. And actually, doctors recommend our moms to keep a good hygiene, in order to prevent any infection. In order to avoid any infection. So our moms really love these services, as they can get fully relaxed, during this period of time. And this is the exercise room where we invite a certified yoga instructor to give moms the right postpartum exercise. It was also an old taboo saying that you're not supposed to move your body, you're just supposed to be in bed. But actually, our physical therapists recommend moms to start exercise as soon as they give birth, because your joints and your muscles are all losing stability. So with the right exercise, it can help you to restore your posture condition. And the postpartum meal is the most important component for a postpartum period. Because as we Chinese believe that the utmost nourishment that you intake during the postpartum time can revive your old health issues and can enhance your overall physical wellness. So we provide 3 sets of full meals and 3 sets of sub meals, and this is so-called 一日6餐3餐3点. And all these each meal is freshly prepared from our HACCP certified kitchen, which means that all our food sources and also the cooking process is strictly regulated under the HACCP standards. And each meal is tailored for moms based on the 3-stage progressive condition. And also based on the advice from the Chinese medicine doctor, the Chinese medical doctor, and the nutritionist. Our head chef was previously from a high-end Chinese restaurant, so he is pretty creative with the menu, and he's pretty good at making the whole meal set like look exquisite. So these are some holiday special meals and some regular meals for our customers. Just imagine you have 3 of these each day, and then some sub-meals, like 3 full sets of these and 3 subsets of meals. And it's not easy to keep our moms' appetite satisfied throughout the whole month, but overall our postpartum meals have pretty good reputation among our customers. And what I like about this job the most is the interaction with people, because families come here to celebrate new life. Like those cute little newborn babies, and also the joy and excitement from their parents and grandparents' face always lighten up my day. But there are occasionally sad stories too, as we, from time to time, will receive moms who lost their babies during childbirth. They'll still come in for postpartum recovery, and we will arrange them to rooms that are further away from the baby rooms to avoid trigger. Among all these moms, this young lady is the most memorable one for me. She is the wife of a firefighter who was killed in a fire mission in Dali 2 or 3 years ago. This incident was in the news also. She was 7 months pregnant with twins at the time that her husband passed away. She ended up having her twins at our hospital, and we invited her to stay at our postpartum center free of charge. This is the picture taken on her last day of the postpartum stay as I was visiting her. And during our short encounter, I was just truly deeply touched and inspired by her courage and strength. It's just hard to imagine what kind of pain someone has to go through, losing her loved ones and having to raise these kids all by herself. But yeah, although there's still sadness and grief in her, but when we start talking about the babies, you can just tell that her eyes sparkled with joy, as she is already ready to get up and to embrace a new chapter in life. Yes, it might not be the life that she expected, but it could still be a good life. So oftentimes we're so occupied by our daily grinds that we tend to take our loved ones for granted sometimes. So from these moms who experience loss, I learned to appreciate my kids for just grow up healthily, and appreciate my husband to just be there. And also I learned that no matter how tough of a situation you're in, life always has a way to heal and to restore joy. This is especially important for times like this when COVID brings us so much uncertainties and fear even, and sometimes there just doesn't seem an end to it. But there's always hope, and the darkest times can always bring us to the brightest place. And I just want to end my presentation with my favorite Bible verse. As a mother of 3 and also a working woman with the responsibility to take care of guests with very special needs, I just need to be strong and positive all the time. So yeah, I found tremendous comfort and strength from faith. And for this Bible verse, you don't have to be a Christian to really feel the vibe and the uplifting spirit, and you can even change the word God to like universe or life. I'm going to read it to you. 疲乏的他赐能力，软弱的他加力量。那等候神的必重新得力，他们必如鹰展翅上腾，他们奔跑却不困倦，行走却不疲乏。那是从以赛亚书。那that's the end of my presentation. I hope love and peace be with you all. Thank you.
Anyone has question for Ray?
Did you bring any vouchers or Rotarians?
Have the third one?
Any Rotarians? Doesn't necessarily mean. Did you bring any vouchers? free stays? Quick question. Those art pieces, in your hospitals or the correspondence, are they insured?
Who?
Did you buy insurance for them?
For
the arts you display in
for the
the
arts.
common area?
I think my mother-in-law, maybe my mother-in-law does. I'm not sure. It's not my. It's not my property. So.
They look very expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, my mother-in-law has pretty good taste, and yeah, I learned a lot on the art side from her. So, any more questions?
No
I see
question?
why people ask that kind of question, because you just display all the art pieces in the center, but you don't have any there. If someone just take it or got damaged.
That you have to ask my mother-in-law. Yeah. We actually select because in our postpartum center is relatively a private place, and as we impose very strict rules, right, for visitors, so they're relatively safe. Yeah.
Well, thank May, because of today that we can know that you're a professional part, and May is really open-minded person. She's the one who always share with us about like spiritual growth, and like she really like to share spiritual growth experience to us, or any new information about that part. So yeah, it's truly amazing to have a friend like you. And to celebrate your birthday, Kyoko and Sophia will present the flower to you.
Thank you. Wow, more flowers. I feel so spoiled. Giving us yeah, I feel it's a way to connect to people. And I really want to thank you all, because in Taiwan, like I personally, I don't have any relatives or any friends here. So like the majority part of my friends are from here. So I feel like, yeah, so.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday!
Thank you. Happy 20.
And one more.
One more bit.
This is the gift from Pipi Shu Ming. She's the star.
This is her brand, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
And I think she has her feet, so I just give it to you.
Thank you.
You're still a new member to us.